So just down the road from the Tivoli, back towards the centre of the New Brighton attractions, is of course Adventureland and the amusement arcades. We see this old picture here, looking like the 70s, 80s possibly. Now, we can't get that same angle as in the picture because this is what it's like right now. We've had to come across, you can still see the entrance, it's been painted the blue since then. And just to the left of it on the old picture was that old miniature golf. I think it was like a concrete miniature golf area. And then to the left of that was the floor pavilion. Of course, nowadays, the floor pavilion, the new floor pavilion has been built up on that spot where the old miniature golf used to be. And we couldn't help notice, if we just spun around to look at the Mersey, the old picture of this, I believe it's the Empress of England, possibly in the 60s, coming into the Mersey, right by Fort Perch Rock on the left here. And we notice here today, the Empress of England has been replaced by a container ship. So cruise liners to container ships. To be fair, the River Mersey has had a lot more cruise liners frequenting it in the last several years. Now back to our original picture. Now you can just about see the tower grounds, the base of New Brighton Tower in the background on the left after the tower had come down. But as you can see today, that this building completely gone. It was demolished after fire, I believe, in well, a fair while ago now. Was it the 60s? Quote me if I'm wrong on that one. But you can also see as well that this new block of flats has taken up slightly less area, but down to the bottom right, where that no entry sign is, there's a little car park there. That included the area there, and Tollymar Street goes up to the right, and you can just about see that in the photo. It's a very wide angle picture that. Now we've got a picture of it being demolished coming up, put a picture over from on the left hand side, so we'll go and take a look at that now. So it's hard to get the exact angle from this old picture because it's not there anymore, but this is roughly that area over to the left. You see the building behind, which is still there today actually. See the rectangular windows on the upstairs? You can still see that building. This is when it was, this is during its demolition. So in 1914, this theatre actually opened then by the New Brighton Tivoli Company. And in 1937, it became known as a New Tivoli. But it did close its doors during the war. In fact, it was damaged during the enemy action and had to close for the remainder of the war. But in 1945, the Tivoli reopened its doors once again, but under new management, and this lasted until 1955. But in the late 1950s, the Tivoli was transformed into an amusement arcade, which remained there until the early 70s. But in 1976, the building was demolished after the fire, and that's the picture that we see today. Now our final picture, before we have a look at New Brighton Tower itself, is up here on the embankment. Now you can actually see from this angle, they've took some of the design of the Tivoli in the, the cone-shaped roof there. They've kind of replicated that somewhat in the design of this new block of flats. And you can also see the pier in the background on the right, and a couple of trees have gone as well. Now this looks like it's in the 1970s, and to the left on the picture there looks like there's just about the grounds of the tower still remain. Now of course that has long gone, but if we spin it around, perhaps we can reimagine what the tower would look like if it was still here today.